Hi, welcome to the Hollywood Bible. I'm Stan Harrington, and today we're talking about the path, your path in show business. And I say it that way because it is a business. Now for me, having come from a traditional business originally, I thought it was very important in the beginning for me to define what it is that I'm selling. What's my product? What is my stock in trade? Now, if you look at my resume, you'll see that I have 3 skills. I'm a writer, I'm an actor, and I'm a director. Now, if you're a writer, your stock in trade is ideas. You put words on a page that illuminate an idea. If you're a director, you interpret those ideas either on the stage or on a screen for an audience. And if you're an actor, your vessel is you. You create characters that either have a relationship with someone else or with God or with themselves, and you create a background that hopefully an audience will resonate with, that they'll empathize with or maybe relate to in some way that'll illuminate those ideas. So simply speaking, regardless of what it is that you do, you are the product. You are the vessel that's going to go on this treacherous journey, and I call it treacherous because it's unpaved, and it's got to be healthy and robust to withstand the rigors of this journey. Just like with a regular business, you have an accountant that checks the health of a company. They have ledgers and profit and loss and assets and liabilities. Your ledger is your mind, your body, and your soul. You are the product. And it's very important that you prepare it for this journey that is unpaved. And I say it's unpaved because you create it as you go. There is no set way. Everyone's is different. Everyone's unique. If somebody tells you they know how to get to the other side of wherever it is that you want to go, they're lying. It's as simple as that. There is no GPS in this. And you could literally fall off the cliff unwittingly because you don't know what's ahead of you and there are pitfalls. You could do it unwittingly, but you could also do it wittingly because we're talking about show business, guys. We're talking about Hollywood and movies, and there are temptations. And when there are temptations, you could literally drive off the path yourself willingly just to take a break. And that's where the mistake happens because you need time and you need continuity in this business and you cannot get off that path. And hopefully if you stick with us after this break, we'll tell you how to stay on that path.
Come join the Stella Adler family of great actors, writers, directors, and producers.
Stella Adler has produced the finest actors that we have today.
Brando, De Niro,
Selma Hayek,
Benicio del Toro,
Sean Astin,
Susan Sarandon,
Henry Winkler in The Fonz.
Warren Beatty. What more do you need?
We're very proud of what has been accomplished.
People come from across the United States and around the world to the Stella Adler Los Angeles.
It's a technique that you can actually learn. It's a technique that you can actually understand. It's a technique that's actually doable.
So we hope to see you soon.
They really know what they're doing.
Mind, body, and soul. They're the 3 elements that constitute this vehicle, this product that we're selling, guys. This vehicle that we're trying to make robust so that it will withstand the journey on this unpaved road into the abyss. And we call it the abyss because obviously we don't know what we're getting into. But one thing we do know, and that is the atmosphere in which we're cutting through. And the atmosphere goes for the entire journey. So if you're an artist, it basically means it goes on for the rest of your life. And the atmosphere consists of judgment, criticism, and opinion. It's feedback. And it can come from outside sources and it can come internally. You could be judging your own work, your own song, your own script, or somebody else could be reviewing something that you've done. And how we interpret that is the key. Do we interpret it as an asset or do we interpret it as a liability? And this is how the mind comes into play. Now, sometimes a negative feedback can also be interpreted into an asset because you could say you learned something from it. If there is no way to turn it into an asset, you've got to get rid of it. Now, when we look at the body, I don't think there's really much debate as to what the assets are. I think it's working out, sleep, good nutrition, all those sorts of things. And liabilities are obviously the opposite of that, whether it would be bad nutrition, toxins, smoking, drinking, alcohol, lack of sleep. Sleep's important because that's when the repair of the muscle happens. If you're working out, one of the benefits of working out is that we build muscle. So you burn more calories and then you lose more fat. So you look in the mirror, and if you've done it over time and with consistency, as we said, you get to see results. That's feedback. And that feedback lifts your spirits because you suddenly start to think, I look damn good, or you feel better. And so it lifts your spirits, and that affects your soul. So you start to realize that the mind, the soul, the body, they kind of work together, and that's the key, guys. Because people that are successful with joy in this business, not with misery, are people that realize that it's all integrated. The mind, the body, and the soul. It's one circuit. And what sets it off is a trip switch. And you want to know what that trip switch is? I'm going to tell you. It's this. The mind. You get this right, and that current will flow. It will flow. It's like that song. What's that song? Free your mind, and the rest will follow. That's the philosophy. I don't know if they're the actual lyrics, but that's the philosophy. If you free this, the rest will follow. When we get back from this break, I'm going to tell you how to flip that switch. And, oh, sorry, I'm not going to sing that song. I felt like singing the song, but I don't have the rights, so we're just going to let that go. It wasn't 16 bars, don't sue me, all right? It was a free plug, let it go. The Hollywood Bible's now available worldwide, guys, on Amazon, on Kindle and in paperback. But if you're like me and you don't really want to open up a device on a plane or in bed or on Hollywood Boulevard, get the paperback. It's got a little bit more information than the actual streaming series, and it makes a great gift if you know someone who wants to get into the business or be an artist. So fortify your soul, your spirit, yourself, and your dreams, and get yourself a copy of the Hollywood Bible, huh? So the answer to this entire thing really is a lot simpler than you might think. Don't work against yourself. Don't work against yourself. That's what artists do. I don't know what it is. They have this warped notion like they have to suffer for their art or during their art. Like a friend of mine who's a singer-songwriter and feels like she can't be happy or in a relationship because she writes her best stuff when she's miserable. Or actors, I see them coming out of class or off a stage all the time and they're miserable. They can't enjoy the performance. Life is so short. Why not enjoy what you're doing? This is your life. This is your dream, and you're turning it into a nightmare. I've seen actors come off stage literally to greet an audience that has sat there for 2 hours to watch them and come up and said, "Thank you so much. That was beautiful. You moved me. It was a wonderful, wonderful performance. You were great," And they're shaking their head, saying, "No, it sucked. It was better the other night. Come back and see us again." Why would they? They've probably paid $20 for a ticket, probably paid $20 to park. God knows where they came from. What if they came from 40 miles away? So they've given up half a day and maybe $50 to $100 to come and see you, and you've ruined this experience for them. Think of what you're doing to them, but think of what you're doing to yourself too. You've taken positive feedback, positive criticism, positive judgment, and you've made it into a negative. And the whole purpose of running this business is to create assets. You didn't take that judgment and turn it into an asset. You turned it into a liability. Why would you do that? Flip the roles. Assume you were in the audience and you were watching your sister or your brother or your friend, and they came off and they're shaking their head and you loved the show, but they're saying, no, it sucked. What would you say? Would you say, "Yeah, you're right, you know what? Come to think of it, you suck. Maybe you should rethink this career thing. Maybe this is not for you." I mean, it's just like if it was your kid, it would be abuse. It would be mental abuse, and you're literally abusing yourself mentally. It's like masochism. You want masochism? Go work a 9 to 5. See how brain dead that will make you. You can be a masochist. If you want to suffer for your art, do something good. Be like Mother Teresa and go feed the poor. I mean, you're working against yourself. And if you can turn the feedback that's positive into staying positive and taking the negative feedback and making that into an asset as well, that is the goal. Because if you can't, then you throw it away. And then when you do that, the circuit works. Everything comes together, you trip the switch, and then your body, your soul, and everything works. It's really, really quite that simple. Get the mind right, and the rest will follow. I'm Stan Harrington. This is the Hollywood Bible. We'll see you again.